Happy New Year! So 2015 is here and so are my 2014 absolute favourites. Now these are kind of things that I may have discovered in 2014. I haven't gone over old ground and things that I've talked to you about hundreds of times because I don't want to bore you all senseless. But these are some items that I've literally fallen in love with in 2014 and I really needed to share with you. I'm going to start off with Haircare because I've only got one, and it's this. And this is the Ojon hair mask. What do they actually call it? They call it the restorative hair treatment, deeply treats and restores damaged hair. Now this is the second one of these that I've had. Oh my god, it literally smells incredible, and it's just like a solid oil almost. And what you do is you put, for my hair, I put about a teaspoon in my hands, rub it together, and then just run it all through till the ends on dry hair. That's the trick. You have to put it on dry hair and then you just shampoo it out as normal. If you can leave it on for 20 minutes, that's fabulous. I sometimes put mine on and sleep in it, but the longer the better, and it will literally leave your hair feeling like silk. It's incredible. When you wash it out with that first shampoo after, it feels like you've got conditioner on your hair. It's genuinely beautiful. Now the smell by some people has been described as like Terry's chocolate orange. To me, it's more spa-like, but they do an unfragranced one if you don't like the smell, so it's worth going into your local Boots or Ojon stockist and having a little whiff and just seeing which one you prefer. But I love the smell of it, and it's one of those things that it is a bit like Marmite. You will either love it or hate it, but even if you hate it, I think you will grow to love it. There we go. Bold statement there. Right, skincare favourites. My good old Clarins K, spoken to you about this hundreds of times, still loving it, amazing. A new skincare discovery for me this year was this, and this is the Vichy Normaderm Night Detox. Now this is a nighttime treatment for acne prone skin or blemish prone skin. It's got, I threw away the box, which has really frustrated me, but I'm pretty sure it was salicylic acid in it again, that helps to exfoliate the skin and leave it feeling fresh. And the theory behind this is that at night time our skin produces oil, and it's most oily at midnight. So the theory with this is that when it gets to midnight it starts reducing it down, and my skin does feel fresher when I use this at night. It's fabulous, doesn't sting, doesn't tingle, it's really light, very refreshing, and it doesn't dry my skin out, so amazing. Now I can't remember whether my Garnier micellar water I discovered in 2013 or 2014. Either way, I love it, still a staple, gets everything off, even my eye makeup, so it's a winner. And then probably the most interesting skincare discovery for me is these, and these are the Nip Fab glycolic little pads, and I've shared them with you. They're the little white ones that look like nail varnish remover pads. On one side they're textured and on the other side they're smooth, and you can use them twice a day. I only use them once a day. You get 60 in a container, and what they do is they get rid of any dead skin cells sat on the surface. They just gently exfoliate with glycolic acid. I find them really refreshing. They leave my skin really smooth. It doesn't tingle, it doesn't feel uncomfortable, it doesn't hurt. And with these, with the other products that I've been using, have left my skin looking really glowing, and even when I have a breakout they do clear out quicker. Clear up quicker. So absolutely loved these. These have been one of my major discoveries of 2014 and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. First one is Forever from Dior, and this is a I would say medium to full cover foundation. Full if you build it, I would say medium. Let's go on the safe side and say medium, and it is a matte finish which I love. It's really light on the skin. Is this the first or the second? This is the first Dior foundation that I've ever tried. No, second. Because I did try Air Flash and I loved that, but just went through it like nobody's business. This is the second foundation that I've tried from Dior, and I really, really like it. Very, very beautiful. And then the other one, and the one that I find myself reaching for every day, and I discovered this because, as you know, the biggest thing that happened to me in 2014 was that I got a new job, and that is with Smashbox. And this is the Studio Skin 15-Hour Hydrating Foundation. I love this stuff. I am in the shade 2.4. It's oil free, so it doesn't block my pores. It's matte finish, it's medium to full coverage, it is buildable, it lasts all day. I posted a picture on my Instagram back in about August I think, and it had me at 8:15 and it had me at 5:15, and my makeup did not look any different. It genuinely does not move. Of the two, I would probably go for the Studio Skin, simply because it is a little bit more coverage, which I like, but it can be sheared out. But the Forever is one of those foundations that when I'm feeling a little bit glam, I will sometimes reach for this. So both beautiful foundations. Studio Skin is 28. I think Forever is around the 32, I think. I might be wrong, but it's about that. But yeah, two gorgeous foundations. Next up, my primer discovery of the year. As you know, I have got a couple of primers that I really enjoy, but the one that I discovered this year is the Smashbox Blemish Control. I actually tried this back in January before I even worked for them. I got a little sample when I bought my full exposure palette. Can't believe that was January, it's so scary. And this is one of the More Than primers, so it's actually a treatment as well, which is why I think it agrees with my skin so well and why I enjoy it. It's got salicylic acid in it, so it basically helps the skin to exfoliate and heal itself, and it's antibacterial and all that kind of cool stuff. So it just helps blemishes to go quicker, and you can use it as a treatment as well. So 2-in-1 ideal, and it's oil free, so it's not going to clog your pores or leave your skin feeling heavy or anything like that. So really worth checking this out if you are prone to breakouts. What I tend to do when my skin is good is that I stick with my light primer, and then I just use this where I may have a breakout. So usually it's around sort of like this area, because they're generally hormonal with me, and I will just use that on that area, and then my regular primer everywhere else. But gorgeous primer. Mascara discovery of the year, Smoky Eye Mascara from Bobbi Brown. Really surprised that I liked this. Again, I tried it as a sample, and when I fell in love with it, that was when I picked up the full size. It's got a bristle brush, and it's more like your traditional old school mascaras. It gets right in at the root, coats all of them, it's volumizing, it's lengthening, it's super black, which is why I love it. The only thing I would say is that it is a bit of a bugger to get off, but I don't mind that, because you don't get any transfer, you don't get any crumbling, you don't get anything like that. It is fabulous. Really glad I discovered this. It's a mascara I will continue to repurchase. I did at one point think that it may outdo my Hypnose. On the fence about that now, because I have been using my Hypnose again and I do still love it. So fabulous mascara, I would say definitely in my top 3. So yeah, that was that discovery. Liquid eyeliner, something I have been obsessed with this year, and because it had to be done, the NYC liquid eyeliner. This stuff is ridiculous, and it's about £2. I pick mine up off eBay. You can get them all sealed, so they're all nice and safe and that kind of thing. But it's just your long wand with a tiny little brush on the end. Makes doing a wing super easy. Super black, really long lasting, doesn't smudge, doesn't transfer, fabulous, complete bargain. I've not really included eyeshadows in this, because I've got so many that I love, and I change my eyeshadow so frequently, whether it be for work or play. I literally have thousands that, maybe that's an exaggeration, hundreds that I love. But something I did pick up later in the year and shared with you, and what I have really been enjoying as a crease colour, and it's just got a little bit more oomph for those days when I want more than, say, something like soft brown, and this is Texture from MAC. And it is just a warm mid-tone brown, and it's just really nice in the crease. I generally like to wear warm colours. I've gone down the cool route today, so a little bit different for me, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous crease colour. Matte, beautiful. So probably the biggest bargain of the year for me, and something my friend Sahar recommended me to try, and I have, and I've loved them. The Lasting, is it Lasting Performance? All the writing scrubs off. The Lasting Performance Concealer from Collection. I've got warm medium and cool medium, and I tend to mix them depending what I'm doing. I use the cool for more highlighting, and I use the warm under my eyes with a little bit of the cool mix through. Doesn't crease, doesn't smudge, does not budge, really long lasting, really great cover. I tried this once before a few years ago, and I bought it to use on blemishes, and I must admit I'm not a fan of it on blemishes, but then I'm not the greatest fan of concealer on blemishes. I find for my skin I'm better with my foundation and then some powder and trying to disguise them that way. If I put too much concealer on my blemishes, it tends to just draw attention to them and make them bigger. So yeah, but this for under your eyes is fabulous. I love it. I blend it out with my Real Techniques setting brush. Works a treat, lasts all day. As I said, doesn't smudge, doesn't cause my mascara to transfer, doesn't make my eyeliner run. beautiful and an absolute bargain at like £3 each. So glad I listened to Sahara and gave those another go. Something I have really been into this year, particularly the beginning of 2014 and the end, are matte lips, and some of my favourite matte lips are the Lime Crime Velveteens. For a long time I just had Red Velvet, which is your traditional blue toned red, very glamorous, gorgeous, and Pink Velvet. Then towards the end of the year I picked up Utopia, which is like a neon purpley pink colour, absolutely beaut. And I finally tracked down Wicked. I got my grubby little hands on it. I wanted this for the longest time and it was sold out everywhere. And then I think it was Cute Cosmetics. I went on and I just thought, oh, I'll have a little look, see if it's back in stock. And they had one, literally, because as soon as I put it in my basket, it was out of stock again. So I'm so excited that I was able to get these. I really like the Velveteens. They don't smudge, they don't dry your lips out, they're gorgeous. And as far as matte lip goes, they are definitely one of my favourites. Now, if this year has been about matte lips, for me it's also been about lip liner. No particular colour, I do have a few favourites. No particular brand, again I have a few favourites. I have just been obsessed with lip liner. Smashbox bought some out, they're waterproof, they're fabulous, they're self-sharpening, so they're absolutely gorgeous. I've got a couple of those. I really like MAC lip liners. Some of my favourites are Soar, Half Red and Spice, so just some pretty little colours there. The Ooh La La liners from Sleek are fabulous. They are a little bit of a pain to sharpen and they do sort of drop down in the casing, but totally worth it. Again, long lasting, great drugstore lip liner. What else have I got in here that I like? Ah, yes, this one from Rimmel, Obsession. It's one of their retractable ones. Gorgeous colour. Almost a little bit down that Kylie Jenner route that everybody really likes. Just a bit of a sort of a burgundy, pinky, maroony gorgeousness. Very long lasting again. Next up, and my last discoveries of 2014 are brushes. I've just picked out 5 of my favourites that I've discovered this year and that I've fallen in love with. So the first one is this, and this is the MAC 168, is that? Yeah, 168. This is what I use for my contour. It's really nice and soft. It gives a nice diffused line. It's not too intense. You can get a more defined line if you want to use the point. I don't. I like more of that ombre look where it sort of fades up, and this helps me to get that beautifully, and I can use it down my nose for a nice soft light little bit of definition. Washes up a dream as well. The very first brush I bought of 2014, my bronzer brush from Bobbi Brown. I love this thing. It gives the best colour. Which sounds really strange, but it will just give you that real nice glow on your cheeks. Doesn't matter which bronzer I use it with, it will never be too heavy. It will never be too light. It's always perfect. It just blends everything out and just gives you that perfect finish every time. I can use this to do, when I don't want to do a full contour, I'll use it over sort of under, on and above my cheekbone, and I'll get that more diffused look. I'll use it around my hairline, on my neck, on my chest, literally everywhere. I love it. And this was the first ever brush that I bought from Bobbi Brown, and it didn't end my love affair. I really, really like it. It washes beautifully. It's really nice and soft still. It's great quality. So that was my first one and probably one of my all-time favourites. A brush which changed my brow life. Now that sounds really dramatic, but it did. This is the Smashbox Angled Brow Brush, and I shared this with you in my haul, and this has enabled me to do powder brows on myself really quick, really easy, and I've just really enjoyed it. I don't think I would ever do powder brows without this. I would probably go back to pencil, just because I love the definition it gives. It's not too harsh, it's not harsh enough. It's genuinely, for me, perfect. I absolutely love it. Something I saw on Instagram, and then one of my gorgeous, gorgeous friends over there, Kizzy, mentioned where it was from and all that kind of stuff, and told me about, and this is the MUA, the Makeup Academy F9, and it's basically a little bit of a dupe for the NARS, is it the Itchka brush? The Ida brush? The one that everyone goes crazy for. It's a little bit of a dupe for that, and I bought it for contouring. I must admit, I'm not keen on it for under my jaw because I like a little bit more of a softer look. But for my nose, it is literally incredible. All I do is dip it in my bronzer and then sort of wiggle it down to the sides of my nose, and I will get the most perfect line that doesn't look too over the top. I could do it over the top if I wanted to, but I don't. And I just love how quick and easy it is. I am going to give it a go for foundation as well, because I think it'd be really nice, because it's quite firm, but it's got a little bit of a wiggle to it, so I think it would be good for that. But absolute bargain as well. I think it was like £6. So I think this is decided for me that I perhaps don't need the NARS version, so I probably won't invest in it. Although I have seen there's one of the new, is it the Metal Collection, the new Real Techniques brushes? There's a nice contour one in there, so I may pick that one up instead, because I think it's about £20. But yeah, so that was that. And then my last one, which is the last brush I bought in 2014, funnily enough, and one that I shared with you back in my haul. And I think favourites, and something I should never have done, but I did, and I love, and it is my Tom Ford cheek brush. This for me is the ultimate blush brush. I love it. It's all nice and clean because I've washed it and dried it, and when it's clean I look at it and I think, oh, I don't want to use it, but genuinely it just gives me the perfect colour. It's controllable. I can use it this way or this way depending on how much blush I want. I can pat it on the apple of my cheek. It's genuinely so versatile. It is super smooth, super soft, and just a little piece of luxury that I am obsessed with. So from the first brush to the last brush of 2014, I just love them all. And for me, this wasn't extravagance, and it wasn't something I did lightly. However, I know that if I look after this brush, I will have it forever. It's just beautiful, and something I'm really glad I took the plunge and jumped in and bought. So they were my highlights and my favourites of 2014. I discovered some really amazing products. Things that have meant that I don't need to carry on the search for certain things, which is really nice, like my skincare and finding the perfect exfoliator that didn't cause my skin to go loony and all that kind of stuff. Falling in love with lip liners again, finding a new mascara, a new primer. Literally, it's just been an amazing year for me beauty wise, and also it's been a really interesting year for me personally as well, because I had some of the most amazing things happen to me, like when I got my new job, and like things going on in my personal life with my husband and all that kind of stuff. I also had some of the hardest things happen to me when my nan got poorly, and so it was a very, very mixed year, but it was a year that I really enjoyed, and not one that I can turn around and say, oh, I'm glad that's over, because I'm not. I did really enjoy it, and it was just a good year. So I really hope that you all had an amazing 2014, a great New Year's, and that 2015 really does make all your dreams and wishes come true. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you've got to this point, because I'm sure that this is like the longest video ever, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.